O School. Today's special guest is Shannon Sundberg. She is a mindset mentor, health and wellness coach, and founder of Wellness from Within gift boxes. Shannon is passionate about supporting women entrepreneurs and staying connected to who they are, mind, body, and spirit, and balancing the demands of work and home. During 2020, Shannon developed aroma care boxes to support families that had added responsibility of schooling children from home. The Harmony at Home and Kids Care Wellness boxes were a hit. Were they ever? And they were the stepping stones to themed gift boxes and now a new line of Wellness from Within boxes. Welcome, Shannon.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here with you, Kelly.
Well, I am so excited too, because today we are going to talk about client gifts, why they're important to your client care strategy, and how and why you should budget for them. And I know that for so many people, budget is a four-letter word. But I'm also going to say, since you're a former accountant and HR manager, and you spent your corporate career taking care of money and people, you and I are on the absolute same page as far as this goes. I think
Absolutely.
we both agree. Yeah, we both agree. Health and wellness is not just about the mind and body, but it's also about balancing all aspects of your life. You teach that there are seven pillars of life: fitness, finance, family, faith, field, which is your job, friends, and fun. Did I get that right?
You did great.
Oh, woo! So today we're not just going to focus on the business sense of client gifts, but planning ahead and incorporating those things into your pricing strategy, which is where I get really excited. I want people to know that this is just one of those other line items, something that you budget for, but it also pays fabulous dividends. So that's what we want to talk about today. So, question for you: why is it important to include client care in your budget?
So, as a previous accountant and HR manager, it was very apparent, and I'm so grateful that very early in my career and work life that I was exposed to needing to do client gifts, referral gifts, taking care of your clients. And it's so important because it is recognition and acknowledgement of them. And it is loving on them. And these days, we are so busy that we don't necessarily do it for ourselves as often as we should. We are not consistent with doing our own self-care and taking care of ourselves. And so
Yeah.
when you receive a gift that is meaningful, thoughtful, um, that presents to them that they're important to you. It can go a long way with longevity for them being your client, for them giving referrals and talking about this cool thing they got from you or these awesome cookies they got from you. So it
Yeah.
can really, you know, be such a great tool for growing your business and for the retention of your current clients.
Yeah, and I absolutely 100% agree. 1,000% agree. I mean, client care is honestly how you build and retain your budget, and part of that is gift giving. Build your budget, but build your business, and part of that is budget. How's that? And how do we set a budget? What do we do to figure out how much we should be spending on client care?
So there can be a range. depending on the size of your packages or what you're offering, if it is thousands of dollars versus something that is $30. So, kind of doing a percentage. So, anywhere from like 5% to 35%. And then figuring out in that range what is going to have some longevity. As far as right now, if you're just getting started and you have 15 to 20 clients and $25 is in your budget, is what you have in mind to give this gift, what's going to happen when you have 100 clients? So you don't necessarily want to downgrade your gift giving, but you need to budget in that instead of spending $250, you need to spend $2,500. But that's okay because you know that you've built in that $25 into your pricing of what you are charging your clients. And also taking into consideration, hey, I have a new program to launch. I'm going to give out um, very discounted prices. Maybe this is $300, but to get it kicked off and started, I'm going to give two uh, entries for free as gifts. I'm going to do 50% off and get it kicked off and start that marketing machine of word of mouth and referrals. And so, taking into consideration budgeting in for that discounted amount, and also what about the people who will then down the road be paying the 300? Maybe you do a promotion up front where it is a smaller gift with that discounted or free entry, and then it grows. So,
But let me just be clear. Everybody in these gifts, the classes and things like that, you want to give them the same
yeah.
gift, right? You're not going to say, well, you didn't pay, so I'm going to give you a box of tissues and you paid full price and I'm going to give. You want to keep that part consistent. It's just the uh it's just the budgeting for how much go of the pot goes towards the particular gift that you're giving. We lost Shannon for
I'm
just a
back.
moment, but
I'm
now she's back. I'm so excited. That's
I'm so
great.
sorry about that. I'm
So I was just saying that you look at the entire pot that you had for that particular class. You're not discounting it based on individuals. Is that correct? Well, today our connectivity is going to be a challenge. All right, Shannon, we're going to get this going. So, uh, I'm going to just answer that question for you so I don't repeat it a third time. But but we are discussing the entire amount that you receive for the class, and that is the pool that your gift giving comes from.
yes. Yes. And having what you give to each person, even if there's a variation in color, but having it be consistent, the same value for each of them, because you want to encourage, hey, when you get it, share it on social media. You want them to brag about the gift that you gave them that is, specifically for them. There are ways that you can even customize in a little way so that it's individual to each of them. Even if you have 30 or 100 people, just little tiny things, having it be the same thing, for each of them, the same value, and really encouraging them to show it off. So
Yeah. So I know, and close your ears, Shannon. You're not hearing this part, but for my goal setting to goal getting class, I just uh, got each of my participants a T-shirt, and they each are personalized with a different saying. Now, I will say, because my people are amazing, each one of them could have gotten any one of the sayings I chose. I chose them specifically for them, but they each got a T-shirt in their size, with a saying that I thought exemplified their spirit and what they're bringing to the class. And I think that's part of the personalization part. I don't want them to think that I just got a cookie cutter. Now, mind you, if you've got 100 people in a class, you may not be able to personalize that way. It might be personalized in color, or it might be the same across the board, because the gift uh, is that way. But when you can personalize, you definitely want to try and make it something, I think, that relates to the person that's receiving the gift.
definitely.
Yeah. So we may be losing Shannon again. It looks like she's frozen. Oh, there she's back. Okay. So I'm sorry. Was there something else about how to budget? So if you, I have a question about that actually.
Mhm.
We talk a lot about a gift after a class, a seminar, a series of events. But there are also different times of the year that people do gift giving. One might be a birthday, one might be the holidays, and another could be uh, just a customer appreciation event. So when you're creating your budget for your customers, there's two parts. One is recognition isn't just when they're spending the money with you. You want to keep in touch and recognize them throughout the year. Um, that's what builds the loyalty, that you haven't forgotten them, that they're still a part of your universe. Um, and also that when you're creating that budget for gift giving, you want to keep that in mind as well, that it's not the one and done kind of gift. It's a road that you're on, and you have different stops along the way. So can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Um, I love, budgeting in to your pricing structure for for that specific client, because you're going to do something for them. And also budgeting in this appreciation party, or appreciation event, gift. Are you going to host something and have it catered? Having in mind what that um, event will be ahead of time so that you can budget appropriately across all of your clients. And also, there are other times, okay, birthday, you can absolutely, if you know you're going to send something out for your client's birthday, um, that can be budgeted right into your pricing structure. And a couple of other things that I suggest budgeting into kind of a general gift giving is things that don't necessarily happen all the time. So maybe there is a significant anniversary. They can't meet with you because they're going out of town for a 30th wedding anniversary. So even a little card and gift card, or maybe they're having a new baby. Um, maybe maybe it's a sympathy type of gift, but really recognizing and being aware of what is going on. And so staying connected, even if it is, a quick phone call, to stay connected with your clients and then budgeting that in so that you always have a little bit of funds available to take care of um, the expected gift giving and care for your client, but then also any unexpected gift giving. So, having a budget for that as well, and knowing that something's going to happen through the year, that you'll need to send something to show your client that they're on your mind, they're in your thoughts, and it's going to represent to them that you're caring for them.
Absolutely. And to be totally clear, sometimes it is just a card. And I say just a card like that's not significant, but a card can be extremely significant. A card with a stamp on it that you've taken the time to handwrite and personalize uh, can be very significant. And I absolutely encourage everyone to have a stationary station set up so that they can pull out an appropriate card, write it quickly, put a stamp on it, and put it out for the mail without it being an extra trip, because those things it time passes between the moment and the time to execute it. And it doesn't have to be a pre-printed card. It can be a blank card that you write a note in and all that. But yes, have some on hand and have the stamps. I mean, at least from my perspective, I think that makes a big difference. But I absolutely agree with you. Having a slush fund for, because you do know that significant events in your clients' lives are going to come up, and you are going to want to recognize that. It's important to plan for that.
I love that you said
So
a stationary station, because I just reached over and here's my envelope of stamps. Here's all of my envelopes and things, another little box of cards, and so I just have them all right here on the corner of my desk, and I can just grab one as a thought comes up, or I see something on social media, or I hear something during um, a conversation, and I will write out the card really quick, and then it's ready to go. So it's something that can be extremely easy to do and is very thoughtful.
absolutely. So I'm just loving this conversation because it really hits on so much of uh, my personal beliefs, but also I think it's something that tends to get neglected. Not so much that you don't want to do things for your clients, but you get involved in the day to day, and customer care isn't something that people keep top of mind, but it is the way that you retain clients, the way you keep their loyalty, the way you get referrals, the way letting them know that you care. So now I do have a different question for you, which is, and we kind of touched on it before, what types of gifts can you give? What would be appropriate?
So I always suggest knowing a little bit about your client, and depending on how large your company is, it can vary with who deals with your client. If it's you, for me, I am hands on with every client that I have. So I love having conversations with them about, being with aroma care, aromatherapy, mind, body, spirit connection. I'm always asking different questions about, you know, what is your favorite flower? What is, we talk about essential oils. We talk about what is going on in their life, what is creating stress, how to balance, things like that. So I know some personal preferences of my clients, and then I can incorporate that in. If they are also business women or men, my clientele is predominantly women, and most of them are business women. I will look at also their branding, their colors. If I don't know very specifically what their favorite color is, you can tell a lot about what their preferences are by how they present their own business. If they aren't a business person, getting to know them a little bit. And I may not send an aroma care box to someone that is super floral and pink and sparkly if my client is very outdoorsy, loves trees, goes hiking and goes camping. I will lean towards a spruce or a tree scent, or something that is useful in what they prefer doing. So, really getting to know your client um, a little bit deeper so that what you're giving is represents and can be useful by them. And I'm a huge fan of items being useful and also um, that they can use up. So I love the aroma care products, the Wellness Within aroma care, because they can use it, they get benefit from it, and then it's gone. And then they're going to come back to me and ask me for more. And whether it's to buy it in my shop or, hey, that was a referral gift, great, send me another referral, and this is for you. Um,
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And I just want to tag in and say I've ordered several boxes for you for family, friends, and clients. And truly, you ask all those questions, you personalize the boxes, you make it so that the recipient is it's tailored to them and their needs and their wants, and it makes such a big difference. The funny thing is, I actually had someone that you sent an aroma care box to that well, she likes scents just fine, but her husband wasn't a fan. And she said, but I love it still. I think it's so great. But we were like, oh. So future boxes for her will be unscented, but you have a variety of different things that you can add in, and that's part of the fun, is the personalization. So I absolutely love that. Um, so personalizing it, what about branding? Because we've kind of talked about this before. I have my opinions, strong opinions about this. How do you feel about branding the things that you're sending to your clients?
so for me, I tend to agree with you, Kelly, where I may not have my logo and my name all over something, um, because it's a gift for them and it's not a promotional piece for me. It is me giving them something for them. And now maybe because I have personalized it, they're going to remember, oh my gosh, this was perfect for me. And whether it's a mug that it is a color or a saying represents them, and that you know that every time they drink out of that mug, they're going to think of you. So for me, am I going to use a mug that is my favorite color, has flowers and little birds? I'm going to remember who gave this to me versus a mug with someone's logo on it, which I'm probably not going to use all of the time because it's not my favorite color. It's not representative of me. So being mindful of that, and it's okay to have promotional items, but then send them as promotional items and say, "Hey, I'm so excited that I have these new mugs. I want you to have one," and have it be promotional.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with promotional items. Absolutely nothing wrong. But in my opinion, and yours too, apparently, Shannon, that's not the same as a client gift. It doesn't mean that you don't include your card or a note that says, hey, this is who this is from. It doesn't mean that you don't have a sticker on the box that says, hey, this came from me. That's all, none of that's wrong. But yeah, I don't want, and you will never see me with a mug with somebody else's branding on it,
Mhm.
as one example, or a baseball hat or something like that. Now, if I got a promotional item of mini hand sanitizer and that has your branding on it, I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled to have that and keep it in my purse, use it all the time, refill it when I need to, love it. Um, but yeah, I don't think your branding needs to go on your gifts that you're sending. Your clients will remember who gave it to them, and they're going to love that it was personal for them.
Mhm.
And it doesn't necessarily, again, if you're talking about hundreds of people, personal it doesn't necessarily mean that you have given that you've shopped for hours for each of these things, because that's not a good use of your time. You can't do it. But if you see something while you're out shopping and you know that it would suit that particular client and it's in the right budget range, yes, you could pick that up right then and there, you know.
And have
So
it, and you can buy in bulk, you know, but have it be something that's reflective of your services and relationship that you have with your clients. So as a mindset mentor, aromatherapist, energy worker, I might give a bottle of essential oil and a positive saying on a magnet, and maybe a diffuser bracelet as a gift. And I can buy each of those in bulk, and it would be representative. And I can, put, oh, here's this magnet in this color for this client. Now, am I going to send a gift basket of potato chips and chocolate and soda? No, it's not going to be representative of my services, my brand, and what I offer my clients. And so you can go get bulk pricing for larger quantities of items, but have those items be representative of that relationship and what
yeah,
you
and
offer.
as you were talking, another example is between yourself and me.
Mhm.
I'm probably never I'm not going to say never, because there are certain clients that I would send a personalized gift to that was in the wellness realm. Absolutely. But in terms of representing myself, I'm going to the items that you described do are not on brand for me. The things that I would send as a gift would be something they can use at their desk, as mini whiteboard, uh, a book that I know that they're going to enjoy. In fact, a book that I wrote, or that a person wrote, that a business person wrote, makes a wonderful, wonderful gift. So
Yes,
put an inscription in there, and that is something that your clients will really appreciate, right? So write a book.
absolutely. Mhm. I
So
got a gift from Kelly that was a forecasting calendar for for the following year, so that I could forecast time and income and expenses, and really create the budget for moving forward. So um, that was right in line with what Kelly offers and provides. So it was a great gift.
I'm so happy that you said that. I will say that the reason that I gave that, I know a lot of people use electronic calendars, and I do too. But a paper calendar helps when you're trying to work out the logistics, trying to figure out when those classes or events are going to take place. How much lead time do you need? What kind of budgeting do you need to do? It helps to be able to lay it out, erase it, move things around, all of those sorts of things. So I'm thrilled to hear that you love that gift. That makes me so, so happy. So let's talk about when. That's a great question. Right now we're getting into fourth quarter, holiday season, all kinds of uh bad weather, all these things are going, oh, COVID. Okay. So how do we order? When do we order? What I just mentioned some things, but what do we think about when we're placing that order? When should we be contacting our potential vendors? Oh, and do we have the vendor ship to the client, or do we get everything in and then ship it ourselves? Lots of questions that revolve around that.
And so I always think right off the top of my head whether your vendor sends it directly versus the vendor sends to you. And I think there's a couple of things to think about. If if the clients are local to you, it's always extra special if you deliver it to them. Even if it's, hey, I'm going to stop by and you take 5 minutes. Now that may not be an option with time constraints and social distancing that's happening currently. So, but if your vendor will personalize a card for you, um, and take that extra step for you, then I definitely, suggest that the vendor do it for you. They take it off your plate. You build a relationship with that vendor. And that way, you both understand what each other needs from each other to make it the perfect gift. If you have a lot of gifts, you may be buying in bulk and buying from this vendor over here for that diffuser bracelet. I might be buying over here for that essential oil. Um, the little magnets may come in and not be in, a little plastic thing that maybe I want to put it into a little soft bag and then put it all into a bag, or we combined all of those gifts together. So then those items you would have come to you and you would put them together. So there are some options. Now, I always suggest, especially with the holidays and Thanksgiving, um, yes, there are sales and things like that around Thanksgiving, but it's not going to give you enough time. You can buy in bulk and get the same or better pricing if you buy it ahead of time. And while I'm sure Kelly will agree that you know what your budget is for your year, And it's good to revisit that budget every quarter and then, hey, this is where I need, these are the items that I need this quarter, and get them ordered so that they're just sitting there ready for you to put together or send out. So definitely getting, especially around the holidays, having them ordered and taken care of even before Thanksgiving, so that it's just confirming a few things and it's not yet another item on your plate during the 3 weeks in the beginning of December, that there will be a lot of other things coming up. It's a very busy time of year, so get it off your plate, and people are going to start receiving them. And it also then, it may, which could be helpful and mindful, it might be just the perfect reminder for your client that maybe they need to do that for their clients. Or they may go, oh my gosh, holiday gifts have totally slipped my mind. I need to appreciate who I'm doing business with. And then they may do vendor or reciprocate, which isn't the intention, but it can be a good reminder. So,
Absolutely. And honestly, I would say plan to order this month, the month of September, because we don't know what might not be available between with COVID and manufacturing issues that have been coming up. So order early, and September's not too early if you've got a place to store things. But if, especially if you're ordering multiple things that you need to put together, you want to give yourself plenty of time that you're not under pressure where you can make that happen. And I would also say that we've talked about this too before. My favorite is to give uh, people their gifts or their cards, whatever your budget allows and whatever you're doing. Thanksgiving. I mean, it's right there in the name, right? And I think that people receiving a gift before the onslaught of Hanukkah and Christmas gifts and any other types of reminders, it gives you the ability also to stand out a little bit. And of course, you want to send a card that lets your clients know that you thank them very much and you're very appreciative of them. So, uh, all good points, I think, Shannon.
yes. Yes, I love the Thanksgiving idea because it really brings to mind, you know, like you said, right in the name.
Yep. So, eh, now down to the nitty gritty. You offer gift boxes. Certainly, that's not the only choice that people have, but your product is absolutely amazing. I Everyone that I've sent one to has fallen in love with it, and I think they kind of feel the uh, that your heart goes into it. So if we want to order or just get information from you, follow up on the conversation, how do we go about that?
So I can be reached at shannonsundbergcoach.com. So ShannonSundberg coach.com. And I am launching a new store within the next 7 to 10 days that will have my new line of wellness from within boxes. There will be 7 different boxes, and you will be able to get individual products as well as the gift boxes. And so I'm really excited for that to be um, up and running and out there in the next week or two, and
That's
just in time for the holidays. And I also do customize. So if you have multiple clients and need and want to do custom boxes, custom baskets, that is something that I definitely do. And that would be um, all of my contact information is on my website. And so you can reach out to me there, uh, email, phone call, send a contact form from the website, and I will get back to you and we can discuss what your needs are and how I can serve you.
That sounds wonderful. And Shannon, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and put all of your information in the chat so
Yeah.
that people can link directly to your website and be able to contact you from there. Thank you so much today. This was a great conversation,
Thank
and it
you.
really hit on so many things that I feel so passionate about. And something, as I said, that I think a lot of entrepreneurs and small business people neglect, not on purpose, because they do love their clients, they do want to show appreciation, but it's kind of an out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. And again, budget for it, make it part of your operating costs, know how you're going to what events you're going to do, put those on the calendar, and then leave yourself a little small slush fund, we'll call it, for anything unexpected that comes up through the year. These are all brilliant tips. I absolutely love it, and thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you, Kelly.